Okay, so right now I'm sitting here at Boudha Stupa, which is behind me, Boudha Nath in Kathmandu. This is one of the holiest places in the world, in my view, and one of my favorite places, like on the planet that I've ever been to. I love this stupa and I love this place. And when I'm here, today is also the last day of the month of Saga Dawa, which is a kind of a holy month. And so I had the idea. I just want to introduce my this project, which I'm gonna try out. And just give a little bit of introduction. So basically I had the idea of making this YouTube channel, and so I just want to share a little introduction about what is the idea behind this channel, like what I'm trying to do, what I want to share, and what is my intention, what is my aspiration with this. So yeah, I've had the idea for a while, like when I travel around different places, that it would be really cool to just film a lot of things, take a lot of really nice footage of different places that are sort of unusual places, which people might not really have the opportunity to visit themselves, and film that kind of places and that footage, and then just like share it openly with people online or whatever, so that anyone has the opportunity to connect with those places, especially like kind of these like spiritual places. So yeah, that's kind of the intention behind this channel. I gave my YouTube channel that I'm starting, I named it as Spiritual Pilgrim. Spiritual Pilgrim is the name of the channel, and the meaning of that is like, okay, the word spiritual, I put that there because it refers to like basically, it's not trying to be any particularly one tradition, and even me myself, like I'm sort of like very deeply connected with Buddhism, also with Islam. My family was Muslim growing up and everything, and I still have a very deep connection with that tradition. I've been practicing sort of like quote-unquote Tibetan Buddhism, Vajrayana, with a really excellent Lama named Garchen Rinpoche for around 10 years now. And also like Taoism is something I've had a very deep connection with. I studied Chinese language, and I was always very drawn to the philosophy and the teachings of Taoism and so many other traditions. So like my idea is like, yeah, it's like a travel vlog in a way, it's like travel videos, but I really want to emphasize about like spiritual places, because I feel like these days in the world, it's really needed that we reconnect with our spiritual side. And it doesn't matter at all like what religion, what tradition, whether it's religious or whether it's like spiritual or whatever that may be, like that's not really important. And my teacher, he always says that like all the religions are good, all the spiritual traditions are good, they all have beneficial teachings, and so it's not to discriminate between like one tradition. So like I want to show things from every single faith, every single spiritual tradition, every religion. Like we've been on this trip already, we've been to like Buddhist temples, we've been to masjids and mosques, we've been to Taoist temples, we've been to like all kinds of like spiritual places, and so that's kind of when I say spiritual pilgrim. The meaning of the word spiritual is it's kind of an open term, right? People make fun of it in a way like, oh, spiritual, like what does that mean? That's the thing, but I'm using that in a way on purpose because I want it to be very open and inclusive. Like it's not meant to be just about Buddhism or just about whatever, one particular religion or one particular tradition. And then the second, but I do think like we have to reconnect with that transcendent side of things. Like we're so stuck in this modern, quote unquote, modern time and modern values, modern thinking, kind of like the scientific, materialistic sort of perspective on everything, which I think is toxic actually. Like it's good, it has its benefits, but if we sort of ignore the other side, I think that brings a really toxic confusion and imbalance, you know. Garchen Rinpoche always says that the spiritual tradition and the worldly tradition, it's like our two eyeballs, you know. And the thing is, like, if your only one eyeball is working properly, like you can only see out of one eye, then your vision isn't really complete. So you kind of need both eyes to be working properly in order for your vision to be complete. And so I think we need both eyes. The eye of the material, which there's so much of already in the world, so like it's fine. People are already doing that, and we have tons of that. But I think the eye of the spiritual side of things, the sort of transcendent, connecting with something higher than one's own individual self, like me and my person and myself, connecting with something higher than that, I think that's something we really need, and it can bring like a groundedness, it can bring a sense of satisfaction, of deep inner peace, and of kindness and compassion, something that I think can heal the world, because in the world there's so much division, and there's so much misunderstanding. There's a lot of anger and hatred, jealousy, confusion, ignorance, desire, like all of what they call in Buddhism like the 6 afflictive emotions, and just like negative feelings, they're so rampant. And I feel like the reason for that is a lack of connection with the spiritual self, actually, with the transcendent, sort of, you want to call it like a higher power, or you want to call it like our own nature, the natural part of ourselves, however you want to call that. So I do feel somehow that it's really important these days to find a way in the modern world to reconnect with the spiritual dimension and really genuinely explore that. And I really sincerely hope and wish and aspire that through these videos that I have filmed over the last 2 months, and hopefully will continue filming in the future, it can sort of inspire and sort of help, maybe even in the slightest way, sort of assist people in connecting with that dimension, with that spiritual dimension, and discovering that, or rediscovering that, or deepening that connection, or whatever it may be. So if there's any chance that this might even help one person in this way, then I think it's very worthwhile, and I'm very happy to be able to do this. So that is the meaning of the word spiritual. And the title of this channel, Spiritual Pilgrim. And then pilgrim, that refers to pilgrimage. And what is pilgrimage, actually? Pilgrimage means traveling and basically going outside of one's comfort zone, going to visit new places, going to explore new things, and going to see the world, which is so important, I think, for opening our perspective, because like it's easy for people to have so much misunderstanding about each other. For example, just one simple example is like these days, like I live in the US, in America, and like there's so much misunderstanding in the US about somewhere like China, about somewhere like India, Nepal, Tibet, whatever, like but I think China is a really good example. Like in America, people have a certain idea about like what is China and how it's like, and I think that the only way that you can really understand the reality is to actually go there and to visit the place, to talk to the people, and to see with your own two eyes. I think that's the most important thing. You have to physically go there, and of course not everybody's able to do that, and that's part of the reason why I'm doing these videos, is I just want to show the reality through my own eyes, like kind of just like give people a window into my own perspective and how I've seen things, how I have seen the world, and what it has showed me, because I really do think that when you go make pilgrimage, when you travel far away from your comfort zone, from your home, from your homeland, when you go to distant places and visit different cultures and interact with different people, that is the ultimate form of learning, from my experience. I have been traveling, I've sort of developed this obsession, an absolute obsession with traveling ever since the first big international trip that I can remember in my sort of like not quite adulthood, but sort of where I was old enough to know what was going on. I think I was around 15 years old in 2008. Maybe I was around 15. and we took this family trip to India, and I just remember it blew my mind, like, because I was so, at 15 you're starting to become like a person, you're starting to understand life in a way and like who you are as a person, and going to India at that age, spending like a month in India with my family, it just blew my mind. Like, it shattered my entire perception of what I thought was normal, what I thought was like the world, and it opened up all these doors for me. And it's also like the land where my parents came from is India. That's where my ancestors lived, and so visiting that place and connecting with the land where my ancestors are from, that was such a monumental thing for me, and it changed my life. And ever since that time when I was 15 years old, I've been obsessed with trying to go everywhere and see everything. And of course I have a limited capacity. I don't have infinite ability to just go everywhere as much as I want, but whatever I possibly can. Since 2008 until now, it's 2025 as I'm recording this video, I've made every effort to travel as much as I possibly can in my life, and I've sacrificed a lot for that, like spending all my money on that. And you have to have kind of an unconventional lifestyle, because if you're just stuck in the sort of rat race or like the grind of like 9 to 5 regular life and regular job, you have no time. That's the thing, you have no freedom, you have no time, you're kind of stuck. And so I never pursued that path in my life. I've just tried to some kind of hodgepodge way, whatever I could manage. And it's a trade-off, you have to make decisions, you have to see your priorities, and I've always prioritized being able to travel, being able to explore the world. It's something that has been so meaningful and so important for me, and I really feel that like if you spend like a week or 2 weeks or a month in a completely new place, in a completely new country, that's the number one best way you can actually learn. It's better than spending 5 years in a classroom studying something, trying to learn something. I think it's better than 5 years, maybe better than 10 years of reading books, of trying to research something, of sitting in a classroom and just like conceptually trying to understand something through like ideas and words and concepts. Just go to the place, like smell the smells, taste the taste, listen to the sounds, experience the feeling, talk to the people, like make friends, connect with the place, and also go to the spiritual centers, make prayers, ask for blessings, like try to connect with the spiritual energies of the place that you go. And anywhere in the world has a spiritual connection. There's deep traditions of spiritual practice and spiritual connection in any corner of the planet that you might visit. And so just go there and check it out and just dive in, jump into the ocean and sort of try to swim and try to float and just try to figure it out as you go. And definitely you won't sink. That's the thing, like you can't sink. You end up finding something beautiful no matter what. And so when I say Spiritual Pilgrim, that's kind of what I mean by the title of the channel. I don't know, I just like randomly thought of it, but then I think it's an appropriate title for this channel. And I hope that this, whatever I've managed to film here, like I know it's not very professional. I'm not a professional at doing this. I've just been carrying around one little camera and just like wherever I go trying to film some stuff. And it's not the most polished, like edited, professional type of content, but I just want to share like a very raw, genuine, sort of authentic experience of like what I'm seeing, what I'm doing, how I'm experiencing these places and these things. And I just really hope, it's my sincere prayer and my sincere aspiration that if it brings even like a tiny bit of benefit and happiness or inspiration, especially if it inspires somebody who watches these videos to then go out and visit these places for themselves, or to go out and explore something new and to discover something beautiful, like that would be my heartfelt sort of intention coming to reality for why I'm making these videos, why I'm sharing these videos, why I'm posting these videos. I don't have anything sort of personally to gain from doing this. It's just about if it's a way of benefiting people, if it's a way of bringing some kind of happiness and inspiration to even 1 or 2 people, or maybe more, who knows, like whoever this may reach or whatever. And just to share that, to share my perspective, to share my experiences, and hope that that might inspire people or bring about, you know, entertainment value or whatever it may be. I have no idea. But really, like, deep down, one thing that I really thought about a lot when I was filming these videos is that, like, there may be a lot of people who don't have the opportunity to visit these places. For example, like Boudha Stupa, where I'm sitting right now. Like, there may be a lot of people that don't have the opportunity to visit these places. So by filming it, like, for example, if I go around a stupa and if I make some kora, circumambulation, and then if I film the entire round, and then I put that into the sort of digital space of the internet or whatever, then maybe other people, they can, like, receive some of the blessings of these holy places. And in a very genuine way, I made that prayer and I made that aspiration that through this footage, it's like directly the blessings of these places, like, going into the film, and then from the film, like, going into the mind streams of whoever sees these videos. So for those who are not able physically or, like, financially, or, like, whatever may be the restrictions, time, commitments, there's a lot of restrictions these days in our lives that prevent us from being able to be free and being able to go out and do these things and make these pilgrimage and whatever. And so for those who don't have the opportunity to visit these kind of places, like, I really sincerely wish that some imprint, some small amount of blessings or huge amount of blessings can be directly blasted, like, from these places directly into the minds of the beings, whoever may seek these blessings, whoever may need these blessings, whoever may benefit from these blessings. I really pray, and that's the thing of, like, planting imprints of Dharma or of spiritual blessings of any tradition. Again, it's not just about one tradition, it's not just about one religion, but any kind of spiritual place which is soaked with good energy of, like, love, of kindness, of compassion, of generosity, of friendship and wisdom, and you know, all the good vibes of spiritual practice, which is sincere. I think every sincere spiritual tradition has incredibly strong blessings, incredibly good energy, and incredibly meaningful kind of intention, aspiration, which does actually have the ability to benefit and which does have the ability to bring a lot of goodness to beings and to this world. And so that is my idea with this sort of YouTube channel. I'm just starting out right now. This is kind of like on my last day of this trip, I wanted to film a sort of introduction video to explain what is my idea with these videos, what is my intention, what is my aspiration, and what is my thought process. And I just wanted to share that openly. I wanted to record it in Boudha, which is my favorite place in the world, I think, possibly. And yeah, so that's a basic general explanation. It's really about planting seeds, like how you put a seed into the ground, and then if it receives, like, water and sunlight and everything properly, then the seed will grow into a plant, the plant will grow into a flower, the flower will grow into a fruit, and then you can eat the delicious fruit, and it nourishes you, and it brings nutrition and delicious taste and whatever. So in the same way, like, even if just a few tiny seeds of blessings are planted into the minds of, like, a few beings, wherever they may be, whoever they may be, whoever may need that and benefit from that, then I feel it's very worthwhile. I feel very happy to do this, and I feel like it's just a way of benefiting others, and I really hope that it does that. And I hope that people enjoy these videos, even though sometimes they're kind of silly, sometimes they're kind of stupid, sometimes they're just kind of pointless, but whatever they may be, I'd really hope that people might enjoy. And it's like, I don't know, there's this when I was in college, I was studying Chinese language and culture and whatever, and we read a lot of Chinese poetry, and there's one line of a Chinese poem I read. Unfortunately, I can't remember the author or the title of the poem or anything like that right now, but there was one line of this poem, this Chinese poem, that I thought was so beautiful, and it said, like, something like, it was like, I am merely trying to weave a thread of warm sunshine from my mind into yours. That was the line of poetry. I'm merely trying to weave a thread of warm sunshine from my mind into yours. And that's kind of the gist of this channel, the intention of this sharing these videos, of making these videos. And I really, really hope that people enjoy, and I hope that it brings a lot of benefit, and I hope that the world kind of goes back into a spiritual dimension, like back into a spiritual kind of focus, like a connection, because I feel like we're losing that. I feel like the whole planet, except for places like Boudha, which I was crying this morning. I was absolutely in tears. Like I had tears pouring down my face because I just saw there's such a community of people here, and everybody is inspired by Dharma, by the spiritual kind of side of life, and people are... Oh, if you go around, there's stairs that you can come up, like from the backside there. Yeah. And so people are so inspired. Like I saw there was these Theravada monks, maybe from the Thai Buddhist tradition, and they were sitting with their begging bowls, and there was literally a line of people like lining up to give them offerings, to give them donations, because people here understand the benefit of spiritual practice, and they want to support those who are doing spiritual practice, and even the generosity is like their own way of doing a spiritual practice. And just the fact that everybody is like gathered here with their malas, with their prayers, with their aspirations, with their intentions. It's just so inspiring, and it's so beautiful. I was crying my eyes out this morning. I love this place, and I love this community. I think that Boudha Nath in Kathmandu is the most beautiful community of people I've ever encountered anywhere in my life, and it's all about the community, and I love that. You can't go 10 minutes here without bumping into somebody that you know, without bumping into a smiling face, and everybody's just so happy to see each other. It's such a chill atmosphere, like nobody is stressed, nobody's in a rush, nobody's like worried about like sort of money or, you know, materialistic things. Just, it's not the main point here. It's not the focus. And I think that's so beautiful. It's so inspiring to me, and it makes me cry, like how good it is here. But unfortunately in the world right now, I feel like that is not the general trend. I feel like the general trend is going in the opposite direction. And so if this channel and if these videos can have even a small amount of influence in inspiring people more onto the spiritual path, then I think that's really beneficial, and I really hope that it can do that. Another aspect of this channel, which I totally forgot to mention, is that personally, like, I'm a vegetarian. I stopped eating meat when I was around 16 or 17 years old due to my own decision, just by like thinking about compassion for animals, thinking about benefit for the world and the environment, thinking about my own body, and just keeping like my energy kind of more pure, more clean, more light. And so I made the decision to become a vegetarian. It was a tough transition. I was a heavy meat eater my whole life until I was around 16, 17. I used to love eating meat, but I gave up meat. I became vegetarian. I've been vegan for a little while here and there, like little spurts of it, but I never managed to stay long as a vegan. But at least vegetarian, I try my best not to eat meat. I mean, I'm very strict. I don't eat any meat, and I try my best to really keep that as a practice. And so also as I go around, I'm filming like what I'm eating, what kind of restaurants I'm going to, what kind of food I'm finding, and to show people that like, yo, vegetarian food can be delicious, can be super like kind of diverse and interesting, delicious, and it's not just like, oh, it's like boring and you can't get any good stuff. It's like, that's totally a myth. That's totally false. And I want to show people delicious, amazing, super good vegetarian food all over the world, wherever I go. I want to show that to inspire people that like, yo, you don't have to eat meat to find like delicious food. And you know, it's also connected with the spiritual side, that animals are so precious and so dear, and they have a mind just like us. They don't want to suffer, like they don't want to die, they don't want to be slaughtered, they don't want to be killed. They want to just live out their lives happily and peacefully, just like we do. Just like human beings, like animals have the same desire to just live a beautiful and peaceful life. And so I think it's really important, and I think it's really a part of being a spiritual practitioner is to not kill animals and to not eat meat. And I feel very strongly about that, and I've always felt very strongly about that. And so I wanted to use this channel as a way to just like, not in like a preachy way, not in like a sort of like on some kind of like moral pedestal where it's like higher than thou and like, oh, whatever. It's not about that. I just want to show people like there is delicious vegetarian food all over the world. There is delicious vegetarian options, and if you seek it out, you can find the most wonderful food that doesn't require killing animals and eating flesh and blood and meat and like pus and like bone marrow and like all that gross stuff, which personally I think is now disgusting. So that's another aspect of the channel. It's basically about like spiritual places, which are holy places from all the different traditions of the world. Also about vegetarian food, showing the food of different cultures through a vegetarian perspective, through a vegetarian lens, where it's like, yo, this is all about showing food that also embodies compassion, because it's just about vegetables. And like, I know some people will say like, well, you know, when you eat vegetables, there's a lot of insects that are killed and everything like that. So like nothing is perfect, and that is like, there is one argument to be made there. And so this is just my perspective. It's just my opinion. It's just my approach, and everybody may have their own ideas about it. But personally, I feel very strongly that it's so much better for the sake of animals, for the sake of one's own body and physical health, for the sake of the planet and the environment, not to eat meat. So that's just my personal opinion, and I just want to show that it can be beautiful, and it's not some kind of like penance that you're sacrificing so much and you're giving up delicious food in order to just eat like lettuce and like boiled broccoli. Like no, there's so much delicious food that's vegetarian as well that's available. So yeah, part of it is to show those things. I think that's the main focus, is like spiritual places, vegetarian food, also travel, also just like showing culture in different areas, connecting with people, showing how the world is. And I also want to sort of bridge the gap of understanding between different people and different cultures, and to show people that like everybody is just human beings, everybody's just trying to live their life, everybody's trying to be happy, everybody's trying to just love each other, and we have so many ideas and so many stereotypes and so many divisive notions about people being a certain way. But when you come to a place like this, and you just see how wonderful this is, how beautiful the place is, and you know, like I mentioned before, like for example, in the US, there's so many misconceptions about China, about Chinese people, and I think vice versa. In China, there's a lot of misunderstanding about America and Americans, or like in India, there's a lot of misunderstanding about China. In China, there's a lot of misunderstanding about India. Like, you know, and people go to war over this kind of like propaganda, this kind of confusion, this kind of like divisive, like, oh, they hate us and we hate them. Everybody thinks like, oh, they all hate us, and like they hate this and we hate each other. But nobody hates anybody. If you really go to the places, you talk to the people, everybody's smiling, everybody's welcoming you into their house to drink tea, to have a conversation, and just to connect on a human level. On a human to human level, like people don't actually hate each other. And you know, everywhere is so beautiful. Like everywhere you go, the people are so friendly, the people are so kind. Like even like you know, these days Iran is a country that's in the news. Like I have cousins who are from Iran. I have been there when I was really small, like 2 or 3 years old. Like that's a beautiful country, that's a beautiful culture. Like everywhere that people are, like Pakistan is a country that I went to 2 years ago, and it's like the friendliest people I've ever met in my life, you know, the most warm-hearted, the most welcoming, the most kind people. And so another big intention with this channel is just to shatter the misconceptions that people have about each other, the stereotypes, the kind of misunderstandings that people have due to propaganda, due to kind of intentionally deceptive narratives about different people, about different countries, due to our own ignorance and our own misunderstanding, our own confusion, and our own lack of clarity. And it's just basically ultimately boils down to ignorance. And ignorance means that we have never seen it for ourselves, and so we're easy to judge. We're easy to jump to conclusions. We have a very easy time just to like assume things, to make assumptions about other people, make assumptions about other cultures, make assumptions about other countries. And if I can contribute in any small way to helping people to break down those assumptions, to break down those confusions, and to see that the whole world is full of beauty, and the whole world is full of beautiful people, and the whole world is full of beautiful places and beautiful energy, and everybody just wants to be friends, everybody just wants to get along, and everybody just wants to live peacefully and happily. And ultimately that's what it's all about. Like, people just want to go about their lives and live peacefully and happily and make friends and be kind to each other. And I think that, you know, if a few more people start to understand that, if a few people happen to see these videos and happen to see these places and happen to feel inspired, and then they go visit themselves, and then they really see like, oh wow, yeah, that's how it is, you know? Slowly, maybe it can actually change the world. Maybe it can actually transform the entire world, and maybe we can be a little bit kinder, a little bit more open, a little bit more connected with the spiritual side of life and of the world and of ourselves and of our mind and our own kind of soul and spirit and body and mind and everything. And maybe, yeah, we can open our hearts a little bit, just be more loving and be more open and be more curious and be more fearless, you know? Don't be afraid of going to like if I had a chance to go to like North Korea, like I would go there because I want to see what it's about. And I want to see for myself, not just listen to the propaganda, not just listen to the news. Like, I want to go and see it and discover like how it really is and like how the people are and what's the reality of the place, you know? That's the only way to know, is to like go for yourself and just to experience it and not be afraid. Like, don't let fear overpower curiosity and the kind of adventurous spirit of exploration, of discovery, and that's very inspiring to me. Like, just go and discover it yourself and see what's going on. And if I can do that and share that with people, I think that's very meaningful, and I hope that everybody will be inspired by these videos, whoever sees them, inspired to make pilgrimage, go visit spiritual places, go connect with these places, go outside of your comfort zone, go outside of your boundaries, open your mind, be compassionate, be kind, be open-hearted, and just be loving. And maybe slowly that can actually really help this world, which is in a desperate place right now, in a desperate condition, with so much division and so much misunderstanding and so much confusion. And yeah, so I think that's basically all I have to say right now. That's my introduction as to what this channel is about, what this sort of YouTube page is about, what Spiritual Pilgrim means to me, like what that's about, what's my intention, what is the aspiration of this channel and of these videos that I'm making. And yeah, so I really hope that this sincerely brings about benefit and happiness, and in some small way it can maybe inspire people, it can maybe change some people's minds, it can show a different side of the coin that maybe people weren't aware of and didn't expect or didn't really understand properly. So I just hope that I really hope and pray that it might have some benefit. And if it doesn't, that's also fine, like whatever. Even if one or two people happen to watch it, fine. If nobody sees it, that's fine. If a lot of people see it and enjoy it, that's fine. That's wonderful. Like, whatever happens, I'm not attached to it. It's just about, I thought it was something kind of fun for myself also to do, just to preserve some memories, preserve some beautiful moments, and be able to share them with others, and be able to, even like in the future, go back and revisit these precious moments. And so yeah, that's what it's about. And this is just the beginning. I hope there's a lot more to come in the future. I hope this is something that can grow, and slowly we can visit many more places together, make many deep connections and beautiful connections, and explore this beautiful world and connect with our spiritual side. I really hope and pray that that can be something that comes out of this. And I hope that it's really beautiful, and I hope that it's really auspicious, and This is my last day in Nepal, like I mentioned. We catch a flight tonight, go back to, we have a layover in Hong Kong for like maybe 12 hours, it's a long layover, and then go back to the US after that. And so this has been a beautiful, one of the most amazing times of my life. This like a little over 2 months that I've been traveling on this trip. This time we've been in Japan, China, and Nepal, and even India, just for like a quick, like a one-day thing, 24 hours in India. But it's been absolutely beautiful. I could literally cry just thinking about how fortunate I feel, how grateful I am for this opportunity, how blessed. And I feel like the more you practice gratitude, the more you appreciate, and the more you really count your blessings and are thankful for that, the universe, or like whatever you want to call it, that's how more and more abundance and everything you wish for naturally comes from that. So I think practicing gratitude, practicing appreciation is so important. And it's also a genuine feeling. I feel so grateful. I feel so happy, and I feel so thankful. And I really sincerely hope that maybe I can also benefit some others. And so with that, sitting in front of this Boudha Stupa, I make these aspirations in a very sincere way, in a very genuine way, and may all the blessings of this holy place of the Boudha Stupa, may it inspire all of these wishes, all of these aspirations, what I have just said, may it all come true, and may it be blessed, and may it be auspicious forever. May everything be okay, and may all beings have happiness and be free from suffering. May the world be peaceful. May all beings and all animals and all kinds of sentient beings be able to live in happiness and peace, and be free from violence and harm and injury, be free from poverty and desperation of any kind, be free from disease and sickness, be free from natural disasters and environmental imbalances, be free from war and fighting, be free from sadness, emotional disturbances. Yeah, there was an airplane flying above, so it was kind of loud, and I just paused for a second, but I think that's probably a good place to end. So may all these aspirations be fulfilled. May they be accomplished exactly in the way that I have wished for, and may it benefit beings very sincerely, and may all beings attain freedom and happiness and well-being of every kind, and may the world be blessed, and may everything be beautiful, blessed, auspicious, and full of love and compassion and joy. And by any kind of merit and virtue and good karma that I have collected throughout this entire pilgrimage, which has been 2 months plus, if there's one drop of beneficial karma or merit or goodness that has come from anything I've done this entire time whatsoever, even if there's one drop of benefit, may that benefit expand and become like a vast, infinite ocean, a boundless ocean of blessings, and may that pervade everywhere and pervade all beings. And by that merit, may all beings attain perfect enlightenment and be free from all suffering and have happiness, and may it really, really bring benefit to all beings and be auspicious. And so with that, I'm going to end this video. This is a kind of introduction to this new channel I'm creating. It's called Spiritual Pilgrim. It's an introduction to the videos, a little bit of introduction about me. Maybe I'll introduce myself a little bit more later. I didn't talk about myself much, but I think it's also not necessary. It's not relevant. But yeah, so I really hope that whoever sees this, may it plant a seed of joy and happiness and blessings into your mind, and may it be really beautiful, and may it be blessed and auspicious. And with that, I'm just going to end here at Boudha Stupa, my favorite place on earth. And I also pray that throughout my entire life, I will always be able to come back here again and again and again to this place, and that I never separate from Boudha Stupa, and my whole life I have the opportunity to always come here. I love this place, and I pray that I never be separated from Boudha Stupa, and that I will always be able to come here and stay here and visit and make kora and connect with this place and make offerings and make prayers, and may it be that way. Okay, that's the video. It's kind of long, but that's what I had to say. Spontaneously, whatever came into my mind, just like that. Maybe I'll just sit quietly for a minute.